Thank you. It's great to have each and every one of you here this evening. Call to order the City of Stanton regular meeting at Stanton City Hall on March 14, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. Our first item is the approval of our February 8th, 2024 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion for that?
I'll make a motion.
All right, and a second? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. This part is our public comments. So, who has some comments tonight?
Hey, we'll go first.
Okay, great.
Clear out the hall a little bit. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Frank Spencer. I am the head baseball coach here at Powell County High School. Brought a few of our guys here with us. We just finished practice up about 15 minutes ago. Would have had probably 20 guys in here with me if I could, but our JV team is off playing a game right now in Breathitt County. I'm sorry. So they got about 10 or 11 of our guys up there with a couple more of our assistant coaches. But brought our guys in here today because it's because of you guys that we were lucky enough to get new lighting for our field. As you all know, we play at the Stanton City Park. And the fact that we've been battling that issue for so long, I played here. A lot of you guys probably have family members that played here. That field has been here for a long time, and it's needed a lot of love. We give it as much love as we can, but obviously there's a financial aspect to it that us as individuals and coaches and players and families can't come forth with that kind of fund. So it's important for me, for our kids, to know where their good things come from. So I wanted to have them here, get them an experience of what small town city council government looks like, how decisions are made, and how things get better here. So we're here to just basically tell you thank you from the bottom of our hearts. That's something that I can't even put into words how excited it makes us. We played under them last night. I had a parent snap a picture. I've never seen it look as good as it does.
Not too bright. I think you can see it from space.
It's funny you said that because we always have teams come and umpires. They're always like, "Coach, it's dark. It's dark," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, we're playing ball," because it was dangerous and it was a hazard, and we had kids that couldn't see the ball. I played here. I played under it. I can't see the ball now because I'm partially blind, but should be wearing glasses, but I'm not. But we just wanted to make sure that we expressed our gratitude to you guys and all the city park board, Chad, Daniel. Those guys worked their hind ends off for us day in and day out. Without Daniel helping us throughout the day, we wouldn't be able to get anything done. Once the season starts, coaching staff, we're focused on practices and players and developing and things like that, game planning. Field prep comes afterwards. We take time out of our lives. These boys have worked their tails off making that field look as good as it does. We put in about 20 hours worth of work on the playing surface this year so far. We're not done yet. We've got some more things ready to happen here soon. So we're not done, but we're getting ready for the region and district tournament. We're hosting that next year. I fully believe that we have one of the best venues in terms of parking, seating, just being accessible to the ball field. It's a great place to play. And another thing I wanted to bring up, actually, Joey reminded me of it as we were sitting talking. The fact that we have lights now, every single year I get a text from these bigger tournament corporations, from Prep Baseball Report, Perfect Game. Those are high dollar, high income baseball organizations that host tournaments. And they ask me if we can use our field, and in good conscience I can tell them no in the past because it just wasn't safe. But now I can start reaching back out to those guys and they can use our field during the summer months on into the fall. They play tournaments on into the end of November. So we can have our city park bumping with a lot of people, which brings in a lot of money to our county, our restaurants. And it's good for the city park to have it filled. I love coming to practice every day and seeing the city park with people walking the track, people playing basketball, kids at the playgrounds. It makes me feel good, And then having a big crowd there last night at our first home game is big. It's a humongous crowd, and we're very appreciative. And I want these guys to understand where that comes from and how we get these nice things and what the work that went behind it. That's a lot of things, and we appreciate it. So that's why we're here. So we want to make sure we say thank you.
Boys
boys, you got some more food.
Hey, wait, I also want you all to learn patience with us, because like Frank said, how long has that field needed
It's
lights?
been the 70s.
Like, it has been such a long, long road. This just didn't happen this year. We bought those lights a couple years ago, and we had to find somebody to put them up, and we had to put all this money forward. So just when you think about us trying to help you, we want to do as much as we can, but when you all grow up and start taking these positions, I want you all to realize that things just don't happen overnight. But I'm so glad it happened in your time. I am so glad it happened in your time.
And it couldn't happen to a better group of kids.
Oh,
I'll be honest with you. This was I think it's my 7th season as the head coach. I got hired when I was a young pup. I was 21 years old. So this is my 7th or 8th season. I'm 30 now, so.
I've been there a while. That's pretty good saying for you too. You're still there.
So, let me tell you about the kids that you guys helped out this year. This is the team that we have now is something that I've never seen before. You know, they'll tell you straight up. You know, they have a group chat together. They talk about baseball. They love it. I've never had a team where I can start a practice, and the first 20 to 30 minutes I don't have to say a word to them. They go and they work. Okay, so they're appreciative of it. They're going to play hard for it. They have more pride in the program now. They feel like they're supported a little bit. And it's going to make a huge difference in our program moving forward. And that's kind of, why we're here. So we want to say thank you again.
Better believe you'll stay. No pressure. No pressure. No losses. Like Coach Kane.
Yeah, that's fine. Y'all want to stand up?
Stand and turn around.
Yes, y'all say to stand up for the council.
Combo shirt.
If you can squeeze in just a little bit, you can squeeze in just a little bit.
Do we look skinnier this way?
Everybody looks skinny standing next to me.
Okay, so that's everybody. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love it. Where's the one running?
Over me 30. Let's go back to public comments. Anyone else? Yeah,
My name is Sasha Bolby, for those who might not know. Joey and I wanted to come out tonight on behalf of the tourism. We just wanted to update everyone on some of the things that we've got coming up and we got approved on. Some of the things that we've got coming up, we did get approved for our Derby Day event that's going to come up the first Saturday of May. We have Pumpkin Fest that was approved, so that'll be the first Saturday in October. And then we also approved our Winterfest, which we're going to do in conjunction with Kiwanis during their Christmas parade and their Christmas lights. We also have our first ever synthetic ice rink that was approved that we'll be able to bring into the city during our Winterfest. We'll have that for the month of December.
Can you use that in the summer?
You can use it anytime. So it's something that we can utilize to do Christmas in July with. So it's not something that's just specific to cold weather. We can use it anytime. So we have met with the folks at Parks and Rec, and we have situated out a plan. We've got more things we've got to decide on it because we are still early in that, but we've got plenty of time to plan. And so we just wanted to come by and let you all know that that's what we've got going on. And I'm excited to be a part of the board for the next 3 years. I'm opening a business location here in Stanton. I do have a business in Lexington. I'm opening my second location here in probably a month or so. And I wanted to get involved in the community, and I thought this was a good fit here. My goal is to do things for the community, bring tourism to the community, and I hope that we're able to achieve that, especially over the next 3 years. So I'm not sure if Joey has anything he wants to say.
I'll stay short, because how can I follow after all that talk? But I just want to say thank you to the city council. I want to start out first of all saying thank you to Teresa. Teresa reaches out to us often with emails, whatever needs we need, as far as when the checks need to be cut, everything. She'll send messages out. She's always touching base with us on anything that needs done here at the city. Good to work with. All members, Mayor, want to thank you. I know, like you said, we all talk in conjunction with each other. So I want to thank our county judge over here for what they've done, allowing us to utilize the property over from the depot. You know, with that, we're going to have some small events there. They went before the fiscal court. Our chair lady did, got that approved. And like you said, that'll take some business on the north end of the town. That property, I saw they had mowed it. It looks great. And we're looking at doing something for the kids, whether it's inflatables, food trucks, and things like that. So it's going to be something that's going to be community orientated. And like you said, I know a few years ago, our former mayor, Dale over here, he's talked about, you know, in the past about property down through there that we could utilize and things. But you know, there's a lot of people who don't want to leave anyone else. Like you said, I want to thank Mitchell here for all that he does, because like you said, there's a lot of people that get to see the videos and get to see things, and that maybe can't make it here for whatever reason, for health reasons or whatever it could be. Brandon back here has been terrific with the paper. He's done a lot of covers, a lot of stories. He, I think the Powell County Patriot, and it is an official paper, folks. I'm going to tell you, for a quarter, not just a quarter, but where can you find that covers all of the sports? He had a spotlight on the elderly section and so much more. And like you said, don't want to Parts and Rec, want to thank them. They've done tremendous working with us, with the tourism. I mean, absolutely tremendous. Daniel, whoever it may be, like you said, PCDC, all of those, it's everybody working together. So it's city, Parts and Rec, tourism, and as she said with our events, of course we're looking at doing some possibly cruise-ins coming into town. That'll be in the city at the drive-in, and those will be like on a Friday night, like they do in Wolf County. It'll just be a cruise-in and have some things going on with that. And of course we'll have our movie nights, and we have a big agenda. Like you said, we took on, our first meeting was January the 23rd. So think about it. There was one event last year in May, Derby Days. So I think since January the 23rd, in 2 months, we've got quite a bit accomplished. And as she said, with the ice skating rink, it'll be the first time that that's ever been in Powell County, and numerous counties from around will come in, because our chair did, she reached out to plenty of places to check pricing, what was going on in their communities, and they were all very positive, said you all had the perfect place. But we want to thank you all in the city park for letting us utilize that property to set it up, because without that we couldn't. It has to be on a solid foundation. So thank everybody that's here, and like you said, I'm zoning, and I don't want to miss anybody, but Paul, but most importantly, though, it is important, though, that we have your all support, and I'm talking about all 6 of you all, our mayor, because without it, you know, in our public and our local businesses and our restaurants are the backbone of this community, and we have to do things that help draw people into those establishments, because they don't depend on us, but they need us to work with them. So we're keeping them informed, and they're excited about what's coming. I can't skate. And it is handicap accessible.
You can watch.
Yeah, I can watch. Well, I'll manage to get it. But it is handicap accessible, so anybody that you all know, let them know that they will be able to use it as well. But thank you all for everything you do, Teresa. We appreciate you.
All right, any other public comments?
On the speed indicator up around on East College, is it coming?
April.
April?
What they're telling. I talked to State Garage, we just need to figure out the exact location before we.
April. Well, I his house. I just wondered, because, you know,
Yeah.
spring is here, and traffic's gonna pick up.
Yeah.
We'll get running.
That's before it can shift.
Oh, that's what they said.
Yeah, so.
Mayor, one quick
So
thing.
One of them.
I don't want to leave fire and rescue out too. I want to thank them. Listen, I'm like, believe me, I don't want to leave them out. We don't want to leave dispatch fire and I'll tell you a reason why. No, honestly, when we have our events, like Pumpkin Fest, whatever, especially fire and rescue and all of them are very important. Our police officers, because they help man the traffic and take care of things. We couldn't do it without their help, so thank you all.
Deja, you heard him,
Maybe
April?
it's coming in April. That's what they say. Well, we're gonna need it.
When you're dealing with the states and the federal, we know, don't we, Eddie? You never know when it's gonna get here. But at least, the projection is April.
Okay,
Anybody
You ain't
else?
seen it in May.
I'll be back.
Okay. It's out of our control. Anything else? Anyone, other public
I
comments?
have public comments if nobody else does. I have some people that reached out to me that I want to address. Is the water bill. Okay, so what is going on with all the high water bills? And I need to be able to explain that to people, because my water bill is outrageous too down the street here.
Well, last month they was estimated because of the cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
So this month they actually
They
read
caught up.
them and they caught up. And if anybody left water running during the cold spell,
And the drips and stuff,
Yeah.
that made, okay.
Yep.
Because I was like, I've got to be able to explain
Well,
that
I
to
kept mine
people.
running, I didn't just keep mine dripping, because we had a pipe burst last year, so mine.
Yeah,
And some people did have some cracks and stuff.
yeah.
There was some busted pipes.
Exactly, it's better than some.
I don't know why
I had a busted.
$37,000.
$37,000. Oh, man.
So the best is to keep it dripping some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, and I have.
That's the reason.
I just want to address that, and people have messaged me and emailed me, and I'm like, I have no idea. My
they went out
Boone
and
Street house
checked
was
several
crazy.
and all of them they checked has been correct.
Like mine was 300, and some- it was, the Boone Street was crazy. Mine at home wasn't as bad, but, so, and that was free at Boone Street too, so. All right.
Yeah, we have had to address, I don't know how many.
I just want to make sure that's out there, because so many people have questions, and so many people were commenting, and so many people were saying things. I just wanted to get that out there.
Okay, right. All right, anyone else? Anything? Okay, we'll go to the mayor's report, my report, just several updates for you regarding some of our projects that hopefully some of them are going to get out to construction this year. The sewer project over at airport, the only thing we're waiting for is a state permit there, and once we get that state permit, then we can put that out to construction or to bid.
How much longer should that take?
I talked to Paul today. He said usually from 1 to 4 months.
More?
Well, it's 1 to 4 months from the time that it's been requested. So, but that's the state. There's a big backlog because of, I guess, all the constructions that's been going on and all those kind of things. So there's a massive backlog that is not normal, and they don't have enough personnel. This is coming from Paul. And so they're playing catch up all the time. So he's working on our behalf though, to try to get it done. Repairing the East Church Street pump station, which we talked about last month. The parts have been ordered for that. So as soon as they come in, then we'll get that taken care of. The soccer field synthetic turf that we're looking to convert to. We are in the process of applying for a grant of $250,000. Bluegrass Ad is taking care of that for us. It has to be in on May the 31st. And one of the key things there has to be a public hearing. And I've been working with Chad on that. And it looks like we're going to try to have that on April the 3rd at the city park as we get input from the folks here in the city. Number 4 was some good news for us. And I think I shared that with some of you from Congressman Andy Barr. Stanton Water and Sewer Improvement Project. We have been awarded a $750,000, and that will go toward replacing our water tanks repairing the 2 water tanks that are leaking New fire hydrants are a part of that, and installing the radio read meters in some of the homes. So that's $750,000, which we all like those kind of checks, don't we, Andy?
Oh, yeah.
Those are good. The ditches and culverts, which we've started working on, and this is by request only. So far, we have been able to do 6 of those. And then I only had 4 when I talked about this last month. That has grown. For some reason, it has got out there that you have to get on the wait list. So I'm getting calls all the time, can you put me on the wait list? So we have several more that are on that list, and I'll be asking the council to approve some more money for ARPA a little later on for that. The sidewalk from the airport, which is to the main street, which will be called, I think, Marshall Street there. The federal aviation did not find any money for us. So we're going to have to come up with that ourselves. I talked with Bob Casher yesterday. He said you can use the municipal road aid for that. And so we've got an estimate, and they want us to do it as they're after they do the drainage and start the dirt work. They want it all done at the same time. So we're going to have to kind of work with FAA on that, and they're hoping to start here fairly quickly.
It'll be cheaper if we do it when they're doing the road.
Exactly, it'll be cheap.
Well, they've got all the equipment out, they're doing
Yeah.
it.
Can you take payment plans, because we get $46,000 a year, this road.
No, we're about 50-some thousand.
Oh, did it,
Yeah.
is it up?
Yeah, it's up there.
That's what, 46.7,
What
right?
was the cost on the sidewalks?
With a 10% contingency, it's $112,635.
3 years delayed up. Need a 3-year payment.
We do have some banks around here. And then the last one is our street lights. They're going up. They're slow, but we're getting there, and we appreciate John and our team are working together on that. And it really looks good. They still haven't got the lights and stuff, but getting all the. We're going to get all the what these stands where the posts. There you go. Get all the posts first, and then he'll come along and pull all the wires, and then they'll hook everything up. So that's kind of exciting for us. Okay, you should have, I just handed out to you the Kentucky Trust renewal. We have some CDs. You'll notice we've got one that's coming to maturity at the end of this month, toward the end of the month. And then we have 3 of them that are maturing at the end or in May. So I guess to that, council, do we want to go ahead with that first one there and invest it back into ACD?
In my opinion, with our liability, a lot of this is used if we have an emergency. And
Right.
for instance, 5 or 6 years ago, we had the line bust under the river. Luckily, we got an emergency. But if we didn't, I know liability wise, we'd have to keep a certain amount of money in case that comes up.
Right.
I think the bigger one for right now would be better.
Okay. Anybody else on that? Can we get a motion on that? And a second?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Then this is the first one then?
First one.
Second one, yeah. All right. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion carried. And you can see the other 3 will be in May, so we'll have to make a decision. It can roll over into the money market if we decide not to do anything, but we'll probably either want to reinvest that. The annual income, then we'll have to decide whether we're going to use that or whether we're going to put it back into a reinvestment. Okay?
Now, why do we have them all separate? I'm curious. Can we roll one into the other that's at a higher interest
I
rate?
think there's a certain amount for a CD that's covered.
That's
250 is
okay.
what it is.
Do we want to combine any of them in the bottom one?
Well, I can talk to them about them.
Yeah.
About bumping them up.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why they did this.
Yeah.
It's just that we got it this way.
Roll
And
these
if
2
you
to
notice,
that one.
some of them have higher interest rates.
Right, this
Don't
one.
wanna-
Yeah.
We don't want to bump.
I think what happened was they probably invested one and they
Right.
held a little bit back, waiting for it.
When we could get money.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could bump those 2 into that one, the last one.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm asking about the interest rate, what's the,
This is what her,
Interest rate.
saying it be, right, the interest rate.
it's staying at the 5.25?
Yeah, that right there is
Yeah.
set until we renew.
Which it could be a little.
It could be more, it could be, I don't know what CDs are running now.
Are we pulling the interest out, and what are we gonna use the interest for?
Well, we'll have to decide that.
Okay.
It normally rolls over, but we can.
We can use it if we like.
If we can't put that much in
That's
it, we're
why
gonna
you
have to
see-
pull that
that's why you
11.
probably see different, the interest is rolled over.
Anybody know what CDs are doing?
Ah, okay, yeah.
I don't know, I'm not in
Mhm.
the.
I think it's a little bit.
Yeah, if you could, especially if you could put it back in that
Yeah.
one, but if that's the most, then it-
Yeah, maybe we might just dump it right
That's
back
what-
into it, just to pay the game, interest, pay it back.
like this could be rolled into one of those. You can't go with that, that was topped out.
Yeah, or else we could use it for.
Okay, anything,
If you know what I'm saying.
We'll decide it
Yeah,
then.
maybe we'll just probably consider dumping.
We'll probably decide in May and then we'll. Okay.
I may even look into it and see.
Right. Okay, the next item is the second reading of the ordinance. Let's see. How many pages here? Second reading of the ordinance relating to the amendment of the budget. Okay, we're right here, first reading and second. Do I have a motion?
Do we do all of the amendments?
Yes, all of them. Do I have a motion on that, please? All right, second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, motion carried. Any opposed? Okay. Larry Hall, County Dispatch.
I'll start first.
Okay, Eddie Barnes.
All right. Here's Larry Hall, thank you. Thank y'all for having us, and, by speaking, I can't go after Sasha and Joey, I'm just. Sorry,
I'm gonna do those two podcasts.
Ever since they finished their speech and stuff, I've been sitting over shaking all nervous. I'm not what to say. But, of course, here over the past year, we've been talking about CSEP, the Chemical Stockpile Emergency Preparedness Program, going out, January 2025, that's the last month that they're gonna be here. That
When is
means
January
25, yeah. And that means that once they go out, we're going to be losing about $328,000. On that, some people don't think $328,000 is a lot, but whenever it's dealing with public money and communications and dispatch and building maintenance and all that stuff, it comes into a lot of money. So what we're going to do tonight is just ask you, since it's budget time, think about helping us out a little bit, and Larry will give you all the statistics and stuff like that. But one of these things, whenever we ask you on this, in the past, CSEP does not supply dispatchers. The CSEP supplies everything else, such as utilities, radios, and all that, and maintenance and that good stuff. So
Can that
what
come
we're
to an
going,
end anyway?
Yeah.
On the CSEP come to
yeah,
an end?
yeah, it's at 2020, January 2025. That's when it's coming to the end. So what we're going to try to do is offset the maintenance cost by asking you to consider what he's going to ask you. Yeah, I'll throw all that stuff off in the but it's something that he's going to give you some statistics and stuff as far as our dispatch, what we're doing, and also something else I want to add is communications. The county supplies radios, repeaters, and all this stuff. We've just put in how many? Nine repeaters and mobile repeaters. That goes in each one of the cruisers, and those are $7,800 a piece. So over the past year, we've spent almost $1 million on upgrades of our communication devices and just the maintenance. We've learned today that one of our towers is going to have some repairs and stuff done on it. So, a lot of things that's coming up here really quick, and it's going to cost us a lot of money. So, whenever Larry talks to you, we appreciate anything y'all can do as far as supporting us.
I have a question about how long have we had this money, the CSEP money?
CSEP, 21, 22 years,
So why is it coming to an end?
because they've neutralized all the.
So this is the Avon, this has to do with
This is
Avon.
nervous.
So why were we getting the money in Powell County?
Because we were a host county.
So
We're in the danger zone.
Yeah.
Or just
We're the host county. Richmond, Richmond,
Right.
Estill County, Clark County, Rockcastle County, Garrett County, they were in the primary action zone. And we're host. If anything happens over there, they would come to us. Yeah, so that's, we're the host.
So they paid us money to be a host county?
Yes.
Just, and it's been 20 years. Okay, I just
Yeah.
don't know what
Yeah,
CSEP, I don't know what it is or,
Yeah.
why we got it. I just want to make sure everybody knows that.
They built the building.
Which building?
The emergency
Emergency
operations.
management, okay.
And they have paid the bills and all that for all these years.
Okay.
But when they get the rest of these weapons gone, that goes away.
Yeah.
The county, then the building becomes the county.
The counties.
Yeah.
It becomes the county, then that's 328,000.
You're
That's
responsible.
gonna be everything.
Is that every-
Yeah, we're gonna keep dispatch in there, gonna keep emergency management in there, and, still do the same as we're doing right now, but, somebody's gonna have to pay the light bill, somebody's gonna have to pay the maintenance on it, and communications and all that, everything, insurance and stuff like that, so.
Is that roughly 328,000 per year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically on this, like Larry's want to talk to you about, this is basically offsetting the cost of, if we can get you all to help us on the employees, then that will offset, we can concentrate more on, the maintenance and stuff. Utilities, all that, yeah.
And is this on top of what, because when Kevin came, I've kind of put in the budget already, 37K for radios. He said that was about what it would cost us to replace.
Yeah, well,
But that would this be on top of that 37?
Well, I can't speak for Kevin because I don't.
Well, no, it wasn't Kevin. He just told us what CSEP bought for his radios and stuff for our cruisers, and that number is kind of what.
Yeah, that's part of this.
We know that's
yearly.
going to come to the city now. We know we're gonna have to buy radios and all that, correct?
Well, hopefully, we basically replaced a lot of the infrastructure as far as the local repeaters, upgrades and all this. So hopefully we can hold out 5, 6, 7 years on that part. But, when the time comes, we're gonna have to look about replacing all those, so.
Anybody else think you're before? Larry, you got some numbers for us?
Well, basically, I can tell you how it's staffed, and everybody is a certified or pre-certified dispatcher now. As of January of 23, this county was non-compliant, I'll just tell you. They had one certified dispatcher, being Justin Rice, he's the assistant director. February of 23, all of the funding that the county received was cut off. There's no tax money that funds this dispatch center. It's all the funds from your cell phones. Most people don't have a landline, so it comes off of the cell phones. We are now, we have new numbers sent in to the 911 service board. As Eddie said, the equipment, all the CAD system is brand new. It was a grant that there was no match. It cost the county or city nothing. We wrote a grant, it's paid for. The server, all of the basic equipment, its lifespan now should be a 10-year lifespan with the CAD system. We manage the mobile CADs that go in these cruisers too, I think when I took over, I brought in a bill, the city started paying for the amount of keys, and when I say keys, that's the users that they have. The county was paying that. We divided it up. I divided Clay Cities, the sheriff's office, broke that down. Each person, agency pays their own. With that said, the phone system, it operated on Windows 7, is how old the phone system is. We learned the hard way. When it went down, there was no place to get a hard drive. We were down to one side for, Justin, a week at least, till a hard drive came. went to the fiscal court, explained to Eddie what's taking place. CSAP, they gave us $22,000. Keep in mind, it was $66,000 for the upgrade. Eddie had the money from a fund, paid the other part. That'll be coming in place. Should be fine on phone lines. The tower sites, there was brand new generators in a garage up there to replace those out. I got a hold of an electrician. He's installed all new generators at all your tower sites. All we gotta have is the fuel. They're maintained by propane. That is, if they lose power, we still keep radio contact. As Eddie said earlier, the microwave system, and when I say microwave, it talks tower to tower. Ian will probably tell you, you could be right in the city limits of Stanton, you couldn't talk to the dispatch. That's how horrible it was. Now, Eddie went to Holding Island the other day and talked to the dispatch on a handheld radio. So the officer safety is 10 times better. And when Tommy asked about the radio system, those radios are P25 compatible. So they're digital. They're top of the line radios. There should be plenty of radios to carry whatever they have or get. So as a new car comes, you replace it out. These 9 repeaters that came are distributed out through each agencies. A car sells, a new car, it transfers over to the car, so you don't have to buy another one. Now to the money part of it, these are just some basic figures from Connie's pullings of the year 23. The basic electric bill, this is a yearly figure for the operations center. This takes in the radio towers and in the dispatch center itself. It's $37,539.74. That's just your electric bill. Now that maintains your towers and the EOC. The water bill for the year was $1,378.56. With Rumpke, we pay $30.82. We have a pest control comes in monthly for a rate of $720. He's on a fleet deal, so he does the courthouse. Oh, that's just the part for the EOC center. AT&T for the phones and the internet. We have 4 911 lines, right, Justin? We have 4 what is called trunks. That way, if the calls come in, there's 4 lines that come in before they roll over to the admin lines. Through AT&T, that yearly bill was $10,653.72. Protec, we have a service contract with them. The service contract for the phone system, they maintain all inside wiring. It's $2,100 a year. The video wall installation, that's another security device, is $2,710 to Protec. To monitor our services, and this here is, I think, a 6-month figure, was $450. Now the network service for the internet is $2,064 through Protec, totaling Protec being at $73.24. Now the radio tech, which advanced radio technology, when I came in, they could not go to the bathroom. They had a wired type headset. Everybody now has, the county paid for, CSEP did not pay for. They have wireless headsets. Each person has their own. They sign them out, they're responsible for that equipment. The radio maintenance, just yearly, is $16,074. The upgrade Zetron console system was $90,224.46. Say it's new, so we've got a lifespan now. This microwave system was another $14,083.76. Now, the Furnace Mountain is a tower site, Black Creek is a tower site, Hinkle's a tower site. $229,085.71. 7 repeaters was $48,270.32. Keep in mind, they're new. Totaling $435,652. This is CSEP paid. Anything that I went over.
And this is what we put in over the past year.
Yeah, and that's what I say. We warranty where we should be fine. Now, when you get on to AT&T, the total fiscal year was $48,755.44. Now, the CAD system, which this is an estimation, it was $7,500 a year. When I came in, they were paying fees that, I guess when this was gotten, they just checked boxes. I don't know, it was 15,500 something. I've got it down to $7,500. Now the county pays that, CSEP doesn't pay that. Bluegrass Area Development, the GIS system. Here's what we were doing. And honestly, we didn't have to. So nobody's addresses got uploaded. Got with Bluegrass Head, they were $7,500. We negotiated with him, got it down to $5,000. But since then, we have got on with PBA. Me and Justin went to a PBA class with Carmen. He will submit a grant Friday, correct? Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. That we're pretty much been guaranteed the money because we made all the guidelines. That they will buy the software and 1 year of maintenance. We can do it all in house. It'll no longer go to Bluegrass Sand for about $3,200 a year. Yeah, give or take a little bit. So I'll show you some other savings we've done. We'll bring that into the picture. Now, the payroll. This is not Larry Hall saying this is strict documents out of the judge's office. The year 2022, I took over in 2023. They had in overtime wages. This is not your salary. This is your overtime only. In the year 2022, they paid out $52,402.15. That's no Social Security. That's no retirement. That was overtime wages. The year 23, we paid out $21,740. That's why I was training people. We, as a group, saved the county $30,661.88 in an overtime rate. The year 22, they had 3,156 hours of overtime. The year 23, we got out of there with 1,286.50 hours of overtime with a full staff.
Now, was that paid by CSEP or the county?
CSEP never pays nothing to the manager.
Okay.
Estill County did. The Estill County, they were lucky enough, they had somebody to fight for Estill County, so CSEP in Estill County, if you hear that they paid for a dispatcher, they did. One per shift around the clock, continuous. We got none.
What's a full staff?
A full staff, it depends, Mark. I can tell you what it takes to run it. To staff it with 2 people per shift. It takes 8 people, with the exception of me and Justin. And when I say 8 people, 2 of these are part-time, 6 of them are full-time. And mine and Justin's are separate. We're a separate line item, and that's the way I broke it down.
That's a full staff if you don't have anybody on vacation, or is that including vacations?
I fill in that vacation.
That's figured
I
out.
do not pay nobody that. I will do that myself because I'm a salary.
I'm saying you can cover with the 8.
I can, well, I'll be honest with you. I've covered with 5 and kept it.
Yeah, I've worked dispatch before.
You know, I have, you know.
But you need 8 for...
I do. Through the 911 Services Board, they wanted a chain of command, which I put that in place about 3 weeks about 3 months into it. I have a training supervisor that we no longer, everybody still deals CJT trained. I have a training supervisor that trains to the CAD system where CIS doesn't have to pay, we don't have to pay CIS for an online training or a trainer to come in to train somebody to use our system. That's done in-house. With that said, they were paying total response, and that was a EMD section of the dispatch. Was out of this world.
And where he's talking about CAD and
Yeah, the CAD system.
CAD system.
Computer-aided dispatch.
and then he's talking about MDT, or not MDT, EMD.
EMD.
That's emergency medical dispatch. And what was the other acronym?
Well, the EMD dispatch, everybody has to be telephone CPR trained. I found an online course offered by the state through Kentucky Train. Everybody's telephone CPR trained. So we were able to get around the other red tape of paying total response. I want to think it's around $30,000 a year. We do it free. Because it's a state and it's authorized through DOCJT and the 911 Services Board. So we have that. January of 22, the starting rate was $10 an hour. We had a couple of full-time people at $10 an hour made $40,000 there. It's caused us overtime. Now, with that said, we're at $13 an hour to start now. After academy training, you get $1 raise. After 6 months full-time, you get a 50-cent raise. That's no cost of living raise. We're maintaining people now. We have people that come from Estill County that are trained. The new budget that we're going to put in place this year is the one that's in place right now is based off of $15 an hour. That way we had room to advance. We had room if we had another COVID outbreak, people could be paid at an overtime rate. Connie will tell you we've stayed way under budget in the year that we're in now. The dispatch center, now it's, you all can come visit it. I'll just say that.
So what's your current allocation right now?
Right now I have 6 full-time and myself and Justin. We're fully staffed.
We're fully staffed.
We're fully staffed. I've got 2 part-time that I use, that I train up to use in case of a major emergency. With that said, Justin does the mapping out of there. That's where you get, we call it the 911 address. You know, Clay City and City of Stanton. We do your 911 addresses. We build them into a system. Justin keeps a spreadsheet that determines if you're residential, your rental, your Airbnb, or a business. He maintains that, he uploads it, and gets you in the mapping system. With that, what I'd like to ask, or I'm going to ask Clay City as well, talk with Eddie, if we could be funded on a 3-year term to see how it goes, to see any increases in cost of living. It's $16 an hour. Because this year I'm going to ask for them a raise, because I mean, I've got a great staff. It's $16 an hour on a 40-hour week. Time you do the insurance, you do the FICA, the retirement and all, it totals about $51,745.40 per employee. I'd like to ask the city if they would fund us a contribution to cover 2 salaries, and we'll do the maintenance on all of this equipment. We'll keep all of that up, the building, all of that. If they would just, if you all could do a contribution for 2 salaries on an annual basis, to the, and it'll not go in the general fund, it'll go in the dispatch fund to pay salaries, and it'll not be used for anything other than salaries. It'll be a line item that Connie will put in place. I'd like to ask you all, and then Monday night I'm going to ask the city of Clay City. I can tell you.
So the total is 51,745.
51,745.40 times 2. Yeah, I would like to ask for 2.
About 102,000 altogether.
And do you have the statistics?
I do. The year of 23, the Powell County Sheriff's Office received 3,773 calls out of that dispatch. Now, this is not including what was referred to the state police. Stanton PD got 3,108 calls. Stanton Fire Department done 206. Clay City PD done 1,312. Clay City Fire Department done 291. Little Fork Fire done 61. Powell County EMS done 2,698 runs. That is for the year of 23. This year we started posting monthly where the public can see how many calls come out of there, how it's broken down.
I think we saw that on Facebook now.
There was, in the month of February, just in phone calls, there was 2,593 phone calls went through that phone system. Now, keep in mind, I think Mitchell done some math on it. That's about 90 calls a day on your math, correct? Yeah, I mean, that's how many. It's a busy center. And you know it's funded, which Willie knows. You all have a water break, who do they call? They call me.
That's right.
I call Willie, I'll call Dixie. If I don't get Willie, after I've tried the water department, those are my point of contacts. Clark Energy, we take a lot of calls for Clark Energy, you know. It's not just that They answer police, fire, and EMS, answer all the utility calls. And if there's ever a believer what that center does, last Friday should have been the mark. Me and Justin were there. You know, I've done this kind of work several years. I think if we had new people in there, they'd probably not come back after Friday's call up there. That's why we train them. We have them before we hire you. You come up and job shadow it for a few hours to make sure, because we used to have to invest with polygraphs, suitability screeners over at DOCJT. We still do the suitability over there. Philip Frazier does our polygraphs. That's of no charge to us. That was $100 per person. Eddie bought some chair for him. It doesn't, you know, it's free. So anybody we hire new that's not academy trained signs a 1-year contract. It's backed up by a KRS. If you quit or leave on bad terms before working 1 year after your academy completion date, you reimburse the county, or, you know, it'll be court ordered through a suit, your salary back to day one. Anything the county was out. So it's not like we're going to train you and you have the option to go to another county around. Montgomery County's about $17 an hour. Winchester's about $20-some an hour. But my motto is, you train them people where they can go there to work, but you treat them in the sense that they don't want to go there to work. I have 2 girls that come from Estill County that can go to Madison County at $30 an hour. They choose to come here because Justin will tell you, here's how it works. I let them make their schedule. And he'll tell you, there's no overtime. Mike, I'm sure, has told Dixie, bare minimum. You make the schedule to work around your holidays where that place is staffed. They're happy. Doctor appointments, kid appointments, everybody's happy. And we're starting to draw people in, you know, to work now. You know, before, first couple months, it was hard to hire anybody. I'm going to be honest with you, it didn't have the best reputation. But like I said, I'd just like to ask, you know, for a contribution of just 2 salaries on a 3-year term. After 3 years, we revisit, you know, see what the cost of living is done. As far as grants, there's no grants to hire dispatchers. I can tell you that's done. They don't do the salaries, the max on a dispatcher. I did have a bill. Let me see how to work this. I had a bill presented to get dispatchers collected. It was all in place. Last minute, our bill got pulled. So we'll try it again next year and see. That would get them. I didn't ask for the $4,390-some that the police get, just something as an appreciation. Because firefighters get it, and pay departments, police officers get it, they're putting it in for an EMS to get it. You know, we're mandated by DOCJT's rules.
So when do you need the funding by today?
I'd like you all to go ahead and be looking at it, Mark, for your upcoming budget. And the reason I say that,
Next fiscal year.
that in the upcoming fiscal year, I don't need it tomorrow. I mean, because stuff is being replaced, repaired before CSEP says, see you later deal.
24, 25 budget.
Yeah, I mean,
24.
yeah, and that's what I would like it by.
Okay.
And you are more welcome to come tour the place.
Sure.
And the money's gonna go to where, if you got it?
I would like it to the fiscal court. It'll go in the dispatcher's
To the
salary.
county?
Yes, yes. It's not going to be a general fund. Connie will put it a line item, and when they do their budget, contribution from City of Stanton, contribution from City of Clay City. If you all go along with it, they go along with it.
So this is going to cover benefits and everything?
Yeah, the 51,745.
Everything.
And anything over, I'll fit. Well, I'm sure Mike's told Dixie, the money's not wasted. The overtime is first month I went, well, December of 22. There was 280 hours in December of 22 that went in there. The most we've ever had with a staff of 4 people, everybody with COVID, was 126 hours for a month. And I called Eddie and he said, hey, that's to happen. It's the most overtime we've ever had.
December 2022, they had part-time people working 80 hours regular and then working another 80 hours overtime. Part-time people, not full-time people, part-time people. And basically what they were doing, they would work their shift, and then they had a little bed in the back. They'd go back there and lay down, and then get some sleep, and then come back in. And it's changed a lot. I've had several people ask questions about, well, why do you need two people? Why can't you do it with one person? Way back when, we could do it with one person, whenever we weren't so busy. But now then, and like Larry said, come up and sit for about 3 or 4 hours and just listen to what goes on. I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't be a dispatcher. You couldn't pay me enough money. You offer me $30, $40 an hour, no, I will not take it. You can shoot at me, I'll walk into burning homes or do whatever, but I will not dispatch.
Okay, so to make sure I understand this right, you're asking for a reoccurring annually.
I'd like it on a 3-year thing.
On 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. And the reason I'd like to revisit to see, and we know the cost of it, and I'm going to put in for them a raise, and they're not. Well, I've got a couple that are near $16 an hour. I have to have them to give them something to work forward to.
So you're just asking for a mutual agency agreement, basically, or what do you?
Like a contribution. Well, like the county gives a contribution to the sheriff's office for the deputies. If you all could do like a contribution to the county for the dispatch, and that's why I say,
That's because it's the first time I've come.
Oh, yeah, hey, it's a great question. And me and Connie done went over that, because I don't want it to go to the general fund, I want it to go to my line item.
Yeah, it will not go to our general fund, it has to go towards dispatch.
Because we receive no tax money at all.
It has to have its own standalone line.
Oh, I've got my own budget.
It will be a line item, yes.
I got.
Line item for you guys, line item for us.
Yes, it would be. I can show you, what we get, the wireless dispatch. We have our own budget, we have a training budget in place, and with that said, we'll cover your all's 911 mapping, addressing. Justin does that. We're not asking for you to pay him anything. I did not take that salary. When I came here, I told Eddie, I said, if I come there, Justin gets this salary. So he does the 911 mapping.
Right.
I help him, he does it.
How's that going? The 911?
It's busy. But it's going good. I'm getting ready to put in for this grant, so we're going to get this computer and get this software. That'll really cut us some costs back, but it's busy. People are building every day. I think that I looked back the other day on Wednesday, and since the year of 23 when I took over, this isn't counting the big subdivisions because I don't have them inputted, but about 156 addresses in about a year and 3 months. That's not counting a subdivision, with several roads.
Right. And if you all, I think I gave you all a copy of it. The county has an address ordinance about they have to be posted. We have a size, that way emergency services can find those. It's detailed, I'll be honest with you, it's monitored off of the city of Winchester's. It's approved by the county attorney.
Okay, I've got to ask this. Don't take offense to it. So, what you're laying out, you laid out your budget on what your expenses are.
What I'm going to have, right now, yes.
You're trying to,
End of January.
and what you need from us, so if we can't provide this money that you're needing, this contribution, what's plan B?
The general fund. I mean, they're.
Are you guys in trouble?
Or is it the dirty word you don't want to say?
I'm just saying, I don't mean to put you on the spot, no answer, it's fine. But
No, it is, and that's the problem here right now, is, it's gonna put us into a bind.
But Larry just said y'all don't get any tax money?
Not from dispatch.
Or dispatch.
Not from dispatch, no.
Only thing they get is the phone.
Is the landline.
Now, the cell phone, what I've studied, goes to the state and then it's divvied out. Where the landline goes, okay.
But you don't have any input
But there's no
at the county
landlines.
level to generate more through that.
Well, great, that is a good thing, Mark, I'll be honest with you, when I took over, we run numbers, the backup plan and I hate to say this, the backup plan had not even been updated. The backup personnel for the Powell County Dispatch was Pulaski County Sheriff Sam Cattry. That was Powell County's backup plan.
He's been dead 16 years.
Yeah.
Yes. And
The law enforcement, we remember that.
yeah, we do. I mean, now we run new figures. We hope this year it's going to increase. We probably, without Connie here, we probably receive between $179,000 and $186,000 a year from the 911 fees.
That's it.
And our salaries right now are in the 260 range, full staff. So the general fund's already having to fund it. When you put this other burden on of the utilities and all of that, I mean.
So how long has this been
Well, I have a question.
going on?
Well, correct me
This
if I'm wrong,
this
but
downward spiral.
Well, the problem is, it's been going on for a long time. We've just caught it, and we're trying to fix it. That's been the problem.
Mark, you may know a guy, I'm sure, Larry Oliver. When I took over, I called over there that day, and he paused and breathed. He said, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wrote Powell County off my system. He said, if you're a young man and willing to try, he said, come see me. That day forward, Justin can call there if they have a opening for a telecommunicator spot in an academy. Priority gets it. We have been chosen, and I say we, this agency has, to start doing surveys for DOCJT communications. I've got one I'm working on. Justin has one. Letitia Morris, the training supervisors, to help them write what they need to train. They are so impressed with the teamwork, the legal standpoints, and the backup this place has turned around. They want to involve us. They do. I mean, they do.
Rhonda has a question.
well, correct me if I'm wrong, in Clark County, physical court is the one that pays the salaries for the jailers and for dispatch. The jailers, we make $17.51 an hour there, just for jailers, starting out. So why is it that the fiscal court won't come up with that money here in Powell County? Because I know they got the money.
Different revenues.
Here's another
You've got big factories and stuff that's in Clark County that we don't have.
Here's another thing. City of Winchester does your dispatchers. They're through the police department. Fiscal court, I'm not sure if they give a contribution, but they're governed by the city of Winchester. The captain, Charles, is over your dispatchers. The county judge is not over your dispatchers in Clark County. Yeah. And when the new mayor went in, gave everybody across the board a 10% raise.
And that's the difference. We don't have the money coming in.
It was 12, and we get straight $5 an hour, and then we got 51 cents.
Whenever I worked for the city of Winchester, the fire department annual budget was almost $10 million. Here in Powell County, the whole budget is $17 million. If we had the factories and resources stuff that Clark County had, we could pay them good. Our last payroll, we're having and nothing. And I want to say right now that this is nothing related to the jailer or anybody else over there. But we had to take $71,000 out of our general fund to pay for the payroll.
This is from the 911
Just for the jail.
2024.
Right now, this year, we're going to be estimated over about $400,000 on payroll for the jail. For the jail.
179.
And that's at $13 an hour.
That's about what I can get.
If we went up more, we'd probably be $500,000 or $600,000 more. Oh yeah, we're $400,000 in the hole. Where this fiscal year's going to end. And jail is, it's not a money maker. You talk to Squatty or anybody, it's not a money maker. Our jailer and deputy jailer has worked diligently about trying to get state inmates and stuff coming in, because right now we get paid $35 per inmate. And where you look at a lot
10 for county.
Yeah.
And we're getting quite a few state and federal both.
Yeah. See, we get 0 federal.
Y'all don't get no feds at all?
Any other Clay City, I'm sorry, did you say that Clay City, you're asking for
I'm
contribution?
gonna go down on, Monday night. I brought it up the same time I brought it up to you all last time. And, you know, when I said, you know, when we were here before, say, you may wanna look at this. I had also told the council and Bobby down there, and they said they figured it was coming.
Or you asked for the same?
Same amount, and that's why I say that's, if the city of Stanton could do two, the city of Clay City do two, the county will go ahead and do the 4 others plus mine and Justin's salary. And all up to this, and, all upkeep. And the other alternative, which we hope it never happens, if we ever have to turn it to the state police, that's what you're running into a lot of these other counties, the state police. Now, with that said, when Miss Whoever calls in, it doesn't know where she's at, it'd be hard to get a trooper there. Or, you know, the state police might have to try to, without a radio system, they've got to call and get an ambulance. And, you know, they do, which, you know, they do that for a lot of these small towns. We are set up, we have a third station. And we know things are going to get tight for other counties. We have been in talks with the 911 service board. If some other county is failing, they will pay that county to route them calls to us. We get a pretty big lick of money from the state. That's why I wanted to give it a 3-year plan. If other counties that lose CSEP fail, we could bring their county over. We get their revenue. That's why in the 3-year plan, it gives me a chance to look. Is this county going to fail? Would they want to come? Because we got capabilities. We can do it. And we would hire their people. But it's just, as I've said it in day one, it's just all in the management, the workers.
Could you work it from the other counties? Would they have to come to Powell County?
No, it would come here. It would go in REOC at that point.
Yeah, but the workers would have to come here.
If they
Like,
want
if
to
it's remote access, it all has to be right in our hub.
And that is a deal, Tara. And I don't want to make you all think we're bashing anybody previous. There was grant money Justin can tell you that would have done laptops where you could have worked from home during COVID. That got blew out of the water. The county lost on all of that. Correct, Justin? There was laptops in the system where they could ring into your house and work remotely. We lost that grant.
I also have a question and it sounds like the ball has been dropped, but the plan is to eventually maybe do this on your own, is reassess it after 3 years, or is it renegotiate after 3 years?
Probably a little bit of both. And see, as these CSEP counties leave, see if there's some kind of funding. Be honest with you. We need someone to ask into the ABC money cannot be used for dispatch. Even though the calls come through there, it cannot be used. Tourism money cannot be used to help a dispatcher. It, right now, unless you get it changed in legislation, you can't use it for anything, it's restricted.
And tourism's making some good money. You know, they're
It is.
doing good, and that's great. But, you know, whenever a tourist gets hurt, you know, who do they call?
Right.
They call dispatch and EMS goes out, or fire department.
Right, so that
And,
doesn't.
yeah.
The old red light east is put our emergency services under, I'm gonna be honest with you.
So basically, if we knew CSEP was going away 10 years ago, like they started destroying the nerve gas, I remember hearing about it years ago, and we knew we weren't going to get to keep this money. There was nothing put in place to make up the difference. Because we knew it was going. We knew it wasn't going to be here.
I think a lot of people thought too, oh, this will take 40 years, they'll never get that complete, I mean, because there were so many roadblocks to doing it.
I don't know if you had, let's see how to say this. I don't know if you had anybody that was involved to really get with CSEP and know it was gonna happen.
Right, yeah, and so, but what I'm saying now is, what kind of plan do you have to get control back?
Well, that's what we're trying to do right now, is trying to get the control back, because over the past year, and again.
Without help from, I mean, what I'm saying, without help from other people, what kind of plan do you all have in place to get that back, without relying on other people?
Over the past year, like I said, you know, we've spent over $1 million on repairing stuff.
Right.
And, you know, because Warren came in, and again, not bashing anybody, but But, you know, the dispatch was operating off of Windows 7s and XP. Our treasurer, our hub of the community, the treasurer, the fiscal court's office and stuff, we were operating off of Windows 7s. Whenever I went to my first cybersecurity training, I told them that, and they almost kicked me out because they said, you know, a 7-year-old could have hacked that and destroyed us. So we've upgraded all the computer systems. We've upgraded dispatch. We've upgraded the radio system and stuff. And that's one of the things we're trying to get as much as we can out of CSEP right now to prepare, you know, because after January 2025, we're not going to have the money. And
You're in good shape now.
right now,
They know it's coming.
Yeah, I will, yeah, but it's soon, that's less than a year, I mean, that's less than a year, this is a lot of
And
time.
one of the things also, and Mayor Means and Mayor Carmichael can say that we're working to try to get things happening here in Stanton, Clay City, and Powell County to bring industries in. That way, more tax money and stuff will come in.
Yeah, like Winchester has, which is what we need. But here's what, I heard Tommy say this earlier, that we already have budgeted $37,000 for the radios and things.
That was suggested by Kevin because we have to replace radios.
Did we put that in our budget?
And that's,
Well, we haven't got this budget.
and I will say, this has nothing to do with dispatch.
That's on
The
top of
radios.
it.
Right,
This
but
is on top of that 37,000.
it would be on top of it, or we could take it out, because you all said you were gonna maintain your own radio.
We'll maintain the radio system, yeah, that 30,
But not our radios and.
yes, and they're on the grant. Those are the things we can get with the grant.
So
So
we
the
can take the
37 could
37
be-
off.
Yeah, we can write grants. Before Eddie got grants for the sheriff's office 10 years ago, get mobile radios, because he said wouldn't give any radios, to be honest with you. Kevin doesn't know how I operate up today. He knows what those radios take, but he doesn't know how I function. He knows what CSEP is bought. Upgrades to radios or grants, easy, right? I mean, we've got in pretty well getting grants. We're 99% assured we're gonna get this mapping grant. Those radios are P25 compatible, they're digital. Unless something other than digital comes out, they're gonna continue to work.
So here, okay, so what I'm saying is we're looking at about 66,000 if the 37 comes out of the 102.
Yeah, and that, you know, 37, we still had to work in and take away from somewhere else.
Right, so our
Yeah.
budget is tight. I mean, our budget is
Well,
tight.
But the thing about it is what you have to look at, and I hope I don't say this wrong, but if you had to start your own dispatch,
Right, yeah.
you know, you're looking at the same people that we're gonna put on at your cost.
And I don't ever wanna see it go to the state police, 'cause I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not gonna get the coverage from the state police dispatch because they're doing 8 counties.
11.
Well, that is more than 11 now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's post-state, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're doing all them counties. And, you know, all of them counties, and,
The other alternative, and we've discussed it in years past, is to put a fee on either electric bill or water bill or something.
We can't do the water bill no more.
Well, she brought up on go, Clark County doesn't have. We can do it if we take their tax structure.
Yeah, we're the lowest in the
We're
state.
120 out of 120 counties in property taxes.
okay.
If we can do what somebody's in the top 10, if we could just take what they're charging, we can make it.
And,
You
know,
can't do it,
But
but
they
We're
tried
losing.
the electric that one time and they got.
So
Well,
if
They
we
did.
decide
They
to do
did. It was the way it was approached.
if we decide to do this, and if we agree to it for 3 years, what's gonna be your plan in that 3 years to go forth on your own instead of coming back
Well,
here and wanting us to do it for another 3 years? I
in my-
think that's
my
what
deal-
Carol was trying to get at.
Yeah, and my theory there is, that's something I can't tell you. I can tell you, you know, you're in the city of Stanton's in Powell County. City of Clay City's in Powell County. If we didn't have this dispatch, you're going to have to pay the state police to do it.
and you're gonna be paying state police a lot more.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to Pay one or the other.
If I can get a bill passed to get this cleft funding for them, I could maybe lower it for you. Because then they'll get, after they're trained, they'll get X amount of dollars from the state. I could come in and say, hey, I've got this as a line item coming. Your all's contribution won't be as much. If. That's a big word. I had a nice bill wrote. It's been pulled. I'm not happy about it, but it's been pulled. Yeah, I mean, it's.
And I'll say, right now, we've been in here a little bit over a year. And, we've had a year to try to fix this plane up. And so if we halfway get it started now, we still have 3 years to work on, perfecting this.
Maybe grants will come available, like a police officer, where you hire them 3 years, you supplement. They may do that for dispatchers. You'll be on it.
And we have until July 1st
Yeah.
to think about.
For your all's budget.
Next 24, 25.
Yeah, I'm not asking for it out of the budget you're in. I'm asking for it for the.
To be put into the next
24,
budget.
25.
Yes, I'm not asking for a.
We'll have to look, we'll have to look and see, but yeah, no decision will be made, you're just presenting.
I just want you to look at it if you do, because, we're just trying to prepare.
And what we can do, like Dale said, we could raise taxes. We can raise property taxes. We can do, emergency services taxes and stuff like that. And I'll be the first to say that I don't like taxes. I don't like raising taxes and stuff. But because if we raise taxes, guess who else has to pay taxes? I do. But, if it gets to the point, we raise taxes or put people's lives at risk, I'll tell you right now, I'll raise the taxes. Because we have to. We have to maintain integrity throughout for the citizens of Powell County. That's.
Thank you guys, we appreciate it.
Might not get reelected, but we're going to do what's right this time, and that's it.
Joey,
Real quick, 30 seconds. I just want to say something real quick, Larry. I want to thank you all, and I'll tell you the reason why I work at Natural Bridge, and I know that I've had to make several phone calls on the weekends. People get a little irate, get out of hand, you go to them, but we've called, the first one that's there is not the state police, it's the county sheriff's office. So when we call dispatch, or I call dispatch, Danny, whoever's responding, they're up there, that cruiser pulls in, that situation's under control. But thank you for what you do, because I know when we call you all, somebody's coming.
That's what I expect from them. And I may add, Eddie will tell you, the whole time that I've had that place under my administration, there's been 2 complaints on the workers. This went to his office and they were both unfounded. And I'm proud of that staff.
Yeah.
And we do look at that. That's the reason why they call me a butthole.
Anybody?
If you would like to keep a copy of this, I'll give you.
Yeah, just give the copy there.
I'll just give you the one of the proposal.
Now, one thing I will say, and Scott's not here, but any agreement we enter into, we can only do 2 years because of our term.
And once again,
Right.
I mean, that's just something I appreciate,
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
you're asking
yeah.
for 3, but we can't, as the council.
What happens if our term ends halfway, can we only do 1 year?
We can only do the next,
Till year.
the next 2 years.
Oh, 2 years, oh, because we're
Could you maybe
missing.
look at that right
Yeah,
from
we're
you?
good,
I
okay.
thought I had.
Okay.
If we did it next month.
Right.
It could just be 2 years from next month.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm fine, but it's a
Even if
start.
we get.
Well, I'm just telling you that.
Yeah, it's a start in the right direction,
Okay, thank you guys.
And I will shut up after this. This is just not a Powell County problem. This is Clay City, Stanton, and Powell County, because it affects everybody.
Well, we want to do everything we can to help.
And we appreciate it. Like I said, my theory is, if you don't have a dispatcher, you don't need the fire department and the police department. They don't be, nobody give them the job.
Maybe an undertaker.
Everybody had to call her.
Thank you so much. I guess in my hurrying through, I did forget one, so we'll go back to number 7. We need to renew loan number 450-633-4760. That's the Park Ball Field Rehab. So do I have a motion to renew that loan? This $43,969. Second, all right, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. And then, as I said a few minutes ago on number 9 there, I need just a little bit more ARPA money for the ditches. Folks have been calling in, and we've taken a few more of those. We've got 6 done that are completed. We got like $3,540 left over. I got 7 more to do, so I'm asking from the ARPA funds to approve $10,000. Do I have a motion on that? All right, got a motion. Second. All right. All in favor? Okay. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. And then the Powell County Emergency Food Bank donation, which we do annual at $500. Do I have a motion? Okay, got a motion. Second? All right. Second. All right. All in favor? Okay. Any
You skipped
opposed?
the newspaper.
I think we're going, we're waiting on a response on that. So,
He starts contacting Kentucky League City from here.
okay. And then you should have the handout on the resolution for authorization of the Department of Highways to act on behalf of the city of Stanton. And this is concerning the Elkins Street sidewalk from Whitaker all the way down to Ewing Street. They will purchase their 164.27 square feet of right of way. So do I have a motion for that? And a second?
Can, just real quick?
Yeah.
Just say it again, where's the road?
It's the high sidewalk starting at Whitaker, all the way down Elkins, and then down Ewing, all the way to Highway.
The sidewalk's gonna be on the right side of the road.
Yes.
Around the big curve like that?
Sand bypass.
Yeah, all the way down.
If you're coming off of college, right?
If you're coming off of Main
College, it's
Street,
like, right, if you're coming off.
it's
turn right.
It's
That's
on the
where
bank
it's on the
side.
right. Yeah.
On the bank side.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Where the
So it's-
They're asking for
all the commercial
the
property and stuff is
Yeah,
there.
the right of way there, they have to have a
It's gonna be
little.
very close to.
You're 99% on the right.
Whitaker is giving the easement. That's what they're asking.
Okay. And who maintains it from here on out?
Well, once it's built, then it's
It's
on.
city sidewalk.
City sidewalk. Just thinking of that. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Make a motion for the resolution. All right. Second. All in favor? Any opposed?
Lord have mercy, get us out of here. Chad Poe, you should have went first, I'm sorry. He's just, we're gonna have to move updates to the
He's
front.
got 12 beer cars out there.
Okay, Chad.
Well, I was gonna,
Just turn the TV back on.
is it is it a specific computer? Because I can't find it as a cast. I can't cast it.
Is it a?
I don't know, did Ian leave?
Well, you're doing that.
It's perfect.
There is a computer, but I don't know which one it is. Right, that's what I want.
Operates that keyboard.
Let's,
See it.
number 14, guys, on your agenda, review of the February year-to-date budget. Any questions on that? Should have that outline there. We're doing, I think, pretty good overall.
Just has come up, I mean, I think we're gonna have to have some other workshops.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is.
We have to have June.
Yeah, but it's kind of throws another thing.
Yeah,
Well, I was
We're
fine.
gonna just agree to make,
We'll start a special meeting with first copy by April meeting.
April 14th, or April.
So that gives us.
April 14th, I know that special day.
Hey, you can.
April 11th.
April 11th.
Oh.
Yeah, that's special day. I know that day.
That's the meeting.
April 11th, so we'll have something by then.
oh, okay.
All right, so I have a motion to accept the February year-to-date budget.
Motion.
Second. Second, okay. All in favor? All right. Check.
While he's getting ready there, I've got a couple of parts. But he's trying to pull us up on that.
Okay.
One thing is, you're gonna go over the advertising change.
You want me to go over that too?
Well, what we need as a council is Chad and the Parks and Rec group contacted donors. If anybody knows baseball, knows what a batter's eye is. It's center field. What is it, 40 foot?
It's 50 by, it's a 20 foot high, 50 foot wide.
If you've ever played there, you know the sun's gonna be glaring at you. You got,
Oh, my Lord.
but, so he got contacted some donors. Whitaker Bank has come said that they will donate 10 grand for the batter's eye. Only thing we have to buy at Parks and Rec is the screen.
What's the batter's?
It's black, it's a blackout that keeps,
Oh.
you lose the ball
Sun.
in that sun.
We have sun delays a lot at that field because it's built strong at the wrong angle.
Well, what Whitaker, that we need to propose to you is to have you sign the agreement, what they call, first right of refusal. If that's ever replaced, they want the first right
To replace it, because it's got a big Whitaker name on it.
Yeah, that's before that we can accept the money, and I'm
Do we
going
need a
to
motion on that?
abstain
Do we
from
need a
the
motion on that?
motion.
We need a motion on it?
We'll need a motion to have him sign the
First right of
agreement.
refusal.
I'll make a, do we need it now? I'll make a
Yes.
motion now.
Okay, all right.
We need to do it.
Okay, second, all right, all in favor?
I'm going to abstain.
All in favor, what is the motion?
So,
That I would have the authority to sign first right of refusal, so,
with Whitaker Bank.
for the sign.
For
For the,
the
they
right.
can put the out back up if it's.
So let me just, so we're putting so in center field and high school field, every year, April through May, which is core high school season, you have a sun delay. It happens at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. It usually lasts about 45 minutes.
You can't play ball.
I mean, it's a big problem. So I talked to Whitaker Bank, I talked to some other people too. I got some quotes on some fencing to put out there, the 50 by 20 foot fence. What we're gonna do is put that fence out there behind, it's gonna be behind the center field fence. And we're gonna put windscreen on it, it's black, so that, and it's the whole point of a batter's eye is the batter looking at center field, pitcher standing there throwing the ball, so that they can pick up the ball better. There's not any obstructions, anything lights specifically. That's the reason you'll have during baseball games, you'll see major leagues or even college, high school. They'll make them take something off of their arm, like a wristband or anything that can distract the batter. So it's a batter's eye that's in center field. Windscreen's going to go on that. They'll be black. Whitaker agreed to pay for the fencing, and what their donation will probably end up paying for the screen too. But we'll see how that comes out. It should be pretty close, but we're just putting a sign at the top of that Whitaker Bank sign. They just want the first right of refusal if there's any damage to the
I'm
sign.
good on what's going on with the batteries thing. The first right of refusal is for.
So if it gets damaged 4 years from now,
We need to
it needs to be replaced. They want the first right to be they want us to talk to them first and say, hey, we need to replace this battery.
That's what the scheme is.
Yes.
They did it with our soccer.
Since it was their money that was.
Yes. Same thing. They do the same thing for scoreboards and all that stuff. They want.
They won't be.
We get first choice.
So all we're agreeing on is that the mayor's gonna agree to give them the first right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, motion then, do we have? a motion?
I had the motion.
And a second? Okay, all in favor? Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So.
Any opposed? Okay, motion
And then
carried.
one more thing, we're hiring Joseph Wilson for a part-time summer, $9 an hour. We just need to okay that, as a council.
Concession stand?
Concession stand.
Okay.
Make a motion.
We had one that didn't come back.
Yours in the background.
Yeah, well, we will. So
Contingent upon.
contingent upon
Background, okay.
I'll
All
second.
right, got a second, all in favor? Okay, motion. Any opposed? Motion carried.
now, Chair.
All right, Jay.
Sorry.
So baseball again. So I went into this looking for a way to stream games for the high school field. So I talked to the company's called Pixelite. They do the cameras they have at the football field and the basketball gym. They're made by Pixelot, and so typically NFHS they pay for those cameras and put them out. They get them installed, but because our hospital field is not owned by the hospital, it's not an option for us. So I talked to Pixelot, and they have another option for us. So Sports Engine is an NBC company. What they do typically, they've been managing teams, so like travel teams, that kind of stuff, managing like practices and schedules, and but they're also starting to get into streaming, and so they partner with Pixelot. And so when I was having this conversation, I was just looking for the hospital field to be able to have cameras there we could use for streaming. What they want to do is they want to put cameras on all of our fields, our two Little League fields, our hospital field, and the soccer field. And they're going to underwrite it. We're not going to pay anything for that. It's just a 5-year agreement with them for, I guess, exclusive rights to stream on that field. We do get a revenue sharing for subscriptions, 10% revenue sharing for that. I have the proposal here, and I can email it to all of you all so you have it. I would present it, but I can't figure out what's going on there. So,
Are you asking some kind of?
I'm not asking for
I have a
anything.
question.
Yeah.
What if somebody Facebook live streams it in their kit? Is that gonna?
Yeah, that's the details we'll have to work out. I don't know what the, I don't think that's gonna be any kind of issue. The other thing with this too, so it's, like I said, I think it's a 5-year agreement there, and maybe that's an issue. Maybe we can't go into 5 years.
Yeah.
But,
Well, and Scott's not here, but that's always been.
Yeah, because you can't promise something
Nothing
for a
more
new
Than
county.
our term.
right,
Yeah,
so,
in our county.
and that's just something we'll have to work out with them, right? But, so, it's also a draw. So you're talking about travel tournaments, that kind of stuff. I mean, if you have, and like Coach Finch was talking about, there's not any other fields around here that have a streaming system. This is a system that's used. There's a complex in Georgia, Lake Point, Georgia, that has they have 8 college baseball fields, and through the summer they're completely packed, and they have the same streaming, and that's a big draw for PBR, which is Press Baseball Report. Those are the people contacting Coach Spencer about using the field for tournaments and stuff. So it's a draw. I think it would be something that would we're talking about bringing in more travel tournaments because it's just, there's a lot of things that are counting with those.
So by streaming it, you think it would actually hurt tourism or bringing people in?
No, it's going to be, so right now, we absolutely, so you put it out there and you have tournament directors. Yeah, no, it's fine. You have tournament directors that are looking for a place to host, and they see that, hey, they've got streaming, and so parents can, they can watch it, they can clip videos, they can create their own videos.
So it'd be more of a, not a negative, but a positive.
Super positive, yes, for that.
And would tourism be able to give money for advertising for this, or could that be in their advertising? We have streaming at
For the
these
tournament.
tournaments.
Yeah, for the tournaments,
We have
for sure.
these, they could give money.
And that's
to
another thing
tournaments,
too.
they could
There's, if you watch a college baseball game, so there's 2 cameras. So physically in the Huskell field and the Little League field, there's going to be a camera behind home plate, and there'll be a camera in center field. And so the way the system works, there's no camera operator or anything like that. It just follows the ball like the basketball court. The camera follows the ball, same kind of thing. So it starts behind the pitcher. So we have an opportunity also to put advertising behind the batter so people can, local businesses can pay for that.
You mean while it's being streamed?
Right, while it's being streamed, they
Like
see that.
they have the things around the,
Yeah, so you have it behind the
Maybe something
batter.
digital that you could change throughout
Could
the
be that.
game
Yeah.
and get more people
as long as
advertising.
the ball don't hit it in the.
No, I mean, you have to be protected.
Yeah, right.
The ticker at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I was talking to Ethan Moore last night, actually at the hospital, and we could possibly use it. They could tie in audio. They could do play-by-play with that system.
Oh yeah, I was wondering. Yeah,
I was wondering
if it would
still gonna
compete
be
with
able
him.
Yeah, so we could actually, we could actually tie into that. I don't,
Yeah,
like I said, I don't know the
exactly.
details of that. It's stuff we'll have to work out with Sports Engine to make sure that we're
I know
covered.
some basketball games even can't do because
NHS does.
Yeah.
But this is an NHS, so that's the big,
Okay.
so it's not,
So
it's not gonna be confusing.
you think they'll do a 2-year contract?
I don't know, I don't know that. That's a good question. I wasn't aware that we couldn't do that 5 years. So there's something we can talk about. I mean, I can have another conversation with them. I'm not really asking for anything right now, just the, just letting you guys know, and we may just need to have some conversations with Scott and you guys just to kind of make sure we're going down the right
Yeah,
path.
and it could be what kind of service it is, because with Protect, we have went 5 years, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, have we done that? Yeah.
Well, it may be where we're not paying anything out.
If we're not paying anything out, it might be, we'll have
Might
to.
be
do it.
different.
Yeah.
We could
So-
renew it.
Anything else, Trent?
That's really it. I mean, I'll, like I said.
Can you just get us a copy of that? or-
Yeah, I can email it to you. You guys have, I think I can send.
Okay.
Actually, I sent it to you, so you can just
Okay.
forward it on to everybody. Yeah. So, no, that's fine. And-
But their exclusive rights is the only thing that worries me.
Yeah, I just don't know exactly what that means as far as like their,
Like if I've got a parent that's streaming on their phone and playing it live on Facebook, are they gonna get in trouble? Are we gonna get sued? Or somebody gonna get, because somebody else is streaming at the same time? So check on all that too.
yeah, so it's a 5-year commitment, and Sports Engine, they want, Sports Engine Play named exclusive hardware streaming and distribution provider. I don't think there's any agreement related to that, like.
Just we can't we
We
can't
can't-
record it and.
We can't say, somebody else, some other streaming providers.
Can you work all those out and get back with us?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Thanks, Ted. Okay, anything else from the council? Okay, got a motion for adjournment?
Me.
Second. All in favor? Any opposed?
One quick story.
Oh.
I'm so happy to see the lights on the baseball field. We stopped a council meeting when we were bidding on those lights. And what we paid?
$56.
$56. They cost a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, you want to call last minute, buddy.
The guy from UK said, y'all come down and have our trade, all these union people. He said, they're tearing this down, ain't nothing stopping this job. About the fourth hole, the guy found a red-tailed hawk with a net on that species list. Shut that job down.
Oh.